Yeah, titties. Hey,
Titties.
welcome. Midnight at the Crossroads. How's it going?
You know that.
I'm Sean Sellers, and with David Humphrey, the one and only Jake Bale is in the house.
Yes.
This is going to be our super serious Thursday night show tonight.
Oh, yeah, so serious.
Extremely serious.
We don't want to offend anybody with our joking and playing.
Yes.
Right.
We want to be serious.
We're going to be super serious, and we're going to be focused.
Yes.
So focused.
No, we do appreciate everybody out there, and we're excited about the show. We're gonna give you some shows where we're gonna actually come out, joke and play probably too much. We're gonna offend each other, and then some nights when we come here, we're all gonna be serious. But I think that's the stuff that we both need sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I mean, we talk about a lot of dark and different things, and sometimes you gotta have fun doing it. If you're not having fun, you're not passionate about nothing.
That's right. You gotta enjoy doing what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Sometimes if you don't enjoy what you're doing, you're going to be a failure.
Let's get this show started. We there's a ton of topics. I know Jake wants to talk about something that's going to be kind of fun and interesting.
I'm sorry.
And no, that's fine. But I want to talk about what happened. Was it yesterday morning in regards to the shooting?
The softball.
Yeah,
the softball
yeah.
in Virginia.
Yeah,
baseball.
yeah. If you think about it, that one guy wasn't there. Without his security duty, everybody was there. It could have been a massacre.
It could have been.
And something I don't want to go on political or anything else, but I saw something from some people, a lot of Facebook posts and different things like that. And I saw one gentleman post, well, that's the first shots of another American Civil War. And I was thinking like, oh, that's ridiculous. And then I started seeing certain people that maybe support President Trump, some people that may support the other parties, and I seen how it was well divided in some of the comments that was made. Then I started really thinking about it. And I wanted to get your guys' opinion before we kind of go on to the show tonight, just because what happened there could be something that could be almost alter history a little bit.
I mean, it definitely has the potential to, because it's the first bloodshed of this weird divide that's growing in the country. People got to remember, everyone's a person. You're not just, if you have a Republican set of values, it doesn't mean that, you're not suddenly a Nazi and you deserve to be killed. Like, I don't know. There was that thing going around where it's okay to punch Nazis. It's like, well, who decides who's a Nazi?
Yeah.
You're getting into the same problem here. Like, it's okay to kill Republicans. Well, how do you...
It's not okay. That's the problem. It's not okay to have this type of behavior.
No.
We've let this go on for so long that people think it's acceptable to be this way. They're not accountable for their actions. I would like to say a big shout out to the Capitol Police. They handled business. But the whole story in general for me is very off balance, very offset, almost to where it's like, did it really happen? But, it just didn't seem right. The guys don't really seem right. If you really pay attention to his photos, it's almost like we go back where I say, like, he was possessed, almost like a possession.
Yeah.
He was supposedly a Bernie Sanders supporter, all this crap. And, I'm not too political because I don't really sway either way. But, I mean...
Serious show. I'm not saying anything.
Hey, we're having a serious show.
Did I say anything? I'm just going to clarify. Anybody out there, faithful listeners, yes. I did not say anything.
That's right. We're trying to be serious.
I'm going to go ahead and thank you guys for this break because I have to let people know because it is picking up a lot on Mike. David Humphrey's eating ice cream. This is super serious. I'm not making fun of you.
Stop. He is fucking that ice cream. That's what's happening over there. I mean, it's a mauling. I mean, he is mauling that ice cream.
Because it is really picking up on Mike.
It's delicious.
It ain't just him just devouring the cream. It's the grunting. And then the I mean, that's a one-man party going on over there. But we're a serious show tonight. We got to keep it that way.
We're going to keep it serious.
I kept it serious. I just wanted to let everybody listening know that was not a goat that broke in and started eating stuff.
I'm just trying to be serious.
Yeah, but Hunt mentioned about a possession with that guy. And, it makes you wonder. I don't know. to me, I just think it's just the divide's growing right now, and it's growing more and more every day, and it's almost starting to catch my attention as much as I try to ignore it and try to ride the fence with my opinion because I don't know what side I'm on. I'm gonna be honest.
People just, for some reason, are losing that little check in your head where you go, yeah, it's a little too far.
Yeah.
Like with Kathy Griffin and that whole decapitated head of Donald Trump.
That was ridiculous.
Now, okay, it's a stunt. But, I mean, it's a taboo for a reason. You got to think about why it's a taboo.
All right, it was a stunt, but all right, it's a stunt.
It was
all got to see
tasteless.
It was a visual.
It wasn't
what
funny.
What did it serve for? I mean, it was ridiculous.
It wasn't funny, and it was tasteless.
No,
Therefore, it's obscene.
Yeah, it don't make any sense. What was the sense and the logic behind it? Does anybody know?
I'll give you a good counterpoint on that. Okay, Daniel Tosh is a comedian. Y'all know Tosh Morneau.
Yeah.
He got in trouble for a rape joke. People were, completely upset about it. And you know which people were.
Yeah.
They actually look like a certain thing now. They have a look.
Yeah.
And it was a funny joke. And because it's funny, it's defendable. Because all he said was, he said something, something about rape, and this one girl shouts out, I'm trying to remember the joke, I'm ruining it, but she shouts out, I'm against that, and he goes, wouldn't it be funny if these guys just got up and just raped her right now? You see what I mean?
Yeah. I'm not laughing, that's horrible, but it's funny.
That was the joke. I mean, it was in context with the audience. Everybody laughed. But people, because you have to think about why humor is funny. And it's us dealing with things that are really hard to face. And if you take that out, take the humor out, it was just disgusting, really.
Yeah.
It wasn't funny.
It wasn't funny. But she's never been funny.
No,
not to me, but that's just my opinion.
I'm sure there's
but
people that love it.
Even us three sitting here talking politics, it just bothers me. It's uncomfortable. I think it's all a joke.
Well, we're not really getting into politics because we're not getting into policy.
It's not really politics anymore, Sean.
It's
I
pop
think
culture.
More like comedy.
But it's so sickening the way these folks are acting.
It is.
On both sides. On both sides.
What's terrible about it is they are not the majority.
No.
And everybody assumes they are. It's a very vocal, like maybe 5% of the population.
But they're the 5% that you see on our TVs and our social media over and over and over, like it's almost done on purpose.
Yeah.
We're force fed this shit on social media, TV, Facebook, Twitter. It's almost like mind manipulation that they're trying to control us.
And I was listening to a popular radio show, Paranormal, this week, and one of the hosts was discussing about how the Illuminati don't exist, and how the Rockefellers, why would they want to cut population? Why would they want to do all that if they're in banking? And then that's one of the things that just blows my mind. If you don't think there is a underground organization or something's happening that's wanting to take control of what's happening. Everything you see with the news, it's all a setup, I think. And people are doing exactly what they expect them to do.
I mean, for years, people have been talking about, what you can break it down to is shadow government, if you don't want to say Illuminati. A different type of power structure that actually controls things rather than the public one. And these buzzwords are used basically to poo-poo everything.
Yeah.
Like Illuminati, tinfoil hat, But it's provable. I mean, you have Alex Jones kind of breaking the whole Bilderberg group thing, and that was the entire point of that, is to figure out policy and how it would benefit business, blah, blah, blah.
It's proof.
It's just... if you say that it doesn't exist, it means you have not researched it.
Exactly. That's one of the things that I've heard that just blew my mind, because I think that's something that's just common.
In some form, it does exist. I mean, it's not going to be like, oh my God, Illuminati, aliens, reptiles. Not necessarily that, but there is a different power structure than the one you believe.
The only way I would agree, the one thing I would agree with him about is that the people that they don't call themselves Illuminati.
Absolutely not. No.
And that's the truth. It's not, but there is a power structure that's going on.
They're the
and all this stuff that's really happening.
Undersea base.
Yes.
Hollow Earth.
There's so many things, and one of the things too with us tonight is that we're all kind of quiet and trying to get our flow because we've ate a bunch of Mexican.
Yes.
I am so full of nachos.
But Jake brought up something, Hump, that I thought maybe back in your old days you would have tore this up.
Oh man, he would have been king.
What?
It's shared. No, this is serious. I thought this was really interesting. I hadn't even seen it. Jake just brought this up to me driving over there.
Now, I'm recording on my phone, so I can't do it. So I'm going to rely on you guys.
Okay.
To look this up and kind of let's see what this is about. But it is called Paranormal Date.
Paranormal Date?
Paranormal Date. You know where I found it? I was looking up show topics and stuff, and I was like, you know what? I haven't been to coasttocoastam.com in forever. And down there, at the bottom, is a straight up ad.
Yeah, it's a dating application.
For Paranormal Date.
Yes.
Now, I want you guys to read off to me the categories they can match you in, because it should be pretty much right up there. Now, I want you guys to think about this. There is a dating site that exists that is, from what I can tell, legitimate, and you pay money for it, that matches you based on paranormal interest.
Here it goes for some of your interests. Life after death, ghost stories, UFOs, conspiracy theories, science, alternative medicine, and Bigfoot.
Bigfoot's last. You know why? Because Bigfoot is the fucking clincher.
But here's the thing.
That's what
Guess
gets
who
memberships.
sponsors it? Guess who sponsors that?
George Norrie.
Nori. Yeah. Isn't that hilarious
He's
and
single,
shit?
isn't he?
Oh, George. If not, he should be, apparently. Woo, just cruising into town, slinging it out like a master.
So back in the day, wouldn't you tear that up?
Probably. I would probably be on it because I enjoyed talking to like-minded people about the paranormal.
Now, I want you to notice there's also an ad on there somewhere. It's going to mention it. That is called, and this is what David would.
Really?
Now, we'd all be laughing about, hey, Paranormal Date, David's on. No, this is what he'd really be on. That is Conspiracy Date.
Yeah.
There's a conspiracy date.
Yes.
Are you kidding me? No. I'm going to it now. Paranormal Date, correct?
How
Yeah.
deep down the rabbit hole. What if we get to, like, for paranormal farmers only?
Really?
Man.
Just going down that rabbit. It's just all ectoplasm and
Now,
flame.
wonder how that will work, though. When you go out on a date, you just talk about paranormal stuff all the time?
I would assume.
I tell you, out of 5 stars, it only got 2.5.
Well, of
So-
course. You got to think about that concept. It's internally flawed.
The reviews are horrible on it.
Yeah, you know what?
Really?
You know,
Yeah.
guess what that is? It's a money-making scheme.
But hey, guess what? There's another one called Paranormal Date 40 Plus. Then there's
Really?
Conspiracy Date. There's
Oh, man.
Paranormal Date Death Grips. What in the?
Death
And then
Grips?
Conspiracy Dating.
The band Death Grips?
I don't know, Jake. It just gives you a bunch of related searches.
Paranormal Date Death Grips, if that's all one sentence
Yes.
and that's a real thing, is very concerning.
You know, this, I'm going to be honest with you, this, all this stuff that we're looking at is very concerning.
You know, I just figure like you go to meet them and the door would close behind you and the lights would all go off and Rammstein music would start playing.
And then you see strobe lights.
Yes, and then someone would kill you.
Yes. And then they put you on Facebook Live.
So you can pick on match whether it's in it werewolves or anything like that, right?
I think so.
All right.
Crypto.
Check this out. Let's be realistic about this. No, seriously.
Oh, that's great.
How can you be on a dating site such as the paranormal and only have one specific thing, genre that you're into? If you're really into this field, you have to be into everything.
How much does this cost?
I think it's free.
Because I need to know who matches up with me based on Bigfoot. I need to know.
Now, which one are you going to be on, the 40 and over or the regular one?
The regular one,
I
right?
guess let's go with the regular one. Let's cast out the biggest net.
Let's go ahead and set it up. Yeah, and let's see.
Well, you
see
got to
who
log
he's-
in.
Commander Sean Sellers of the Starship. I'm not going to say it.
So you want me to set you up as your name?
No, we're setting you up. You're single.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, let us know how it turns out.
Mr. Gary Spivey, psychic healer.
Now, does it cost anything?
I don't know. That's what I'm
Mr.
asking.
Humphrey, are you still...
I'm still, you know what? It's probably free, but to get all the extra stuff, you're going to have to pay a fee.
Yeah, like...
That's how they all are.
Yeah.
All these sites are like that. They'll give you just enough free to hook
I'm kind of ashamed to put my picture and stuff
I
on
would
that.
too.
I would be too.
Why did y'all want to put me on that?
Here is a...
Why would you want to put me?
Because you said you want to see who you'd match up
Here's
with.
a complaint, Jake.
Well, yeah, it's curious.
No one I messaged from this site had ever heard of Paranormal Date or Coast to Coast. 1 star.
Well, we all know that it's part of a bigger network.
You know,
It's got to be.
Yeah.
Conspiracy date.
it's ridiculous.
What is Coast to Coast sunk to? That's what I need to know.
Money. It's all about money.
I hadn't listened to one of their shows in actually forever.
It's been years.
I listen to podcasts now all the time, but I have not listened to a show.
I would seriously listen to the Heather Wade show rather than that one. The Heather Wade show is like, I hadn't listened to her in a while. She might have gotten better, but it's just kind of...
Did you see, is Art Bell having another baby?
Yeah.
Wow, how old is he?
I don't know, but he's grooving down. If he's still firing them off like that, then hey, more power to him.
That's fantastic.
He's doing one-handed push-ups. He's ready to beat your ass.
Man, I mean, I saw that he had a big announcement.
He is virile.
He is getting down. That's amazing.
Like, it makes me laugh, and I'm like, man, go ahead, go for it. Why not? Why wouldn't you? All these people giving him shit about it, it's like, well, look, if you can, swing that, or you marry a 30-year-old Asian school teacher, why wouldn't you?
Just keep making babies.
Yeah. Hey, why not? He's got it. He's got the money. He's not got to worry about that. He's got nice property.
Yeah.
Nice place for them to grow up.
But
God forbid he dies. I'm sure he's got good life insurance.
That's the only thing sucks, though, is because you're not going to ever see him grow up.
Well, I mean, it's Art Bell. He might live to 120.
But have you thought about, could you imagine?
Yeah. He might see them bitches grow up. You don't know.
Golly.
He might be a mystical healer. You don't know nothing.
Is that your pawpaw? No, that's my dad. How old is he? 109.
Yes. Who is that? Who's that rolling up in that wheelchair with that pimp hat? That is Art fucking Bell.
Wow. This has got to be the worst show we've done so far.
No, this is fixing to get real good.
Oh, God, here we go.
Our friend Deborah Gallagher's on it tonight. It's funny that a Catholic online news source said the Second American Civil War started, and it started by the first shots at the baseball field.
Well, it sounds like clickbait. Sounds like a clickbait title.
Well, it's a great article. I'm sitting here reading it.
Yeah.
It tells you, but we just talked about it.
We just talked about
We
it.
just said that this is going to be it.
If we get down to it, it's an extremely provocative title and a pretty good angle to get people to read your article.
But
And I don't think they're necessarily wrong either.
Here's the article the article could be shit, right?
That's a great headline.
But it's still going where we're thinking.
But I don't think it is. I don't think it is crap. I think there's something to it. I think there's literally something to it.
The other part of the article stated that all this is done on purpose from our, I guess, hidden government to control America. This is what's going to tear it apart.
David, this is what they did. What they do is they bounce signals through a certain hertz spectrum. This is Montauk Project.
Go ahead.
And they control minds. And they made that guy shoot everybody.
You believe
But
that?
hold on, Jake. Sean, the guy from Tennessee at Bona Vista with the TVs.
Yeah.
This was prior to the Samsung, supposedly with the government being able to watch your stuff, and said that commercials control your mind.
I heard that Art Bell show too, guy from Tennessee.
Yeah.
That was a really good show, actually, Montauk Project show.
I hadn't seen it.
All right, Jake, what's your opinion on that? Do you think that, I guess, our TV can manipulate your mind?
No.
Why? What's the difference between that and being hypnotized.
I think it
I think they
absolutely
can
can.
control
It
you,
sends
absolutely.
subliminal messages, and if you're programmed the right way, they'll flip a switch.
Yes.
Now, you guys asked me if the TV, meaning the electronic device, can.
Whatever's played through it.
Now, can the media that comes through it that you choose to stream through it? Yeah, sure. But can the actual electronic device manipulate your brain?
So you're saying no.
I'm saying not to the degree you're thinking. Can it give you a headache? Yeah, because you can play the ultra low frequencies and stuff. But can it like send out a signal that hypnotizes you? No.
Why?
Why does it have to? It's doing a great job of its own just through the programming.
But okay, but through the programs I get.
Path of least
But
resistance.
as far as the question goes,
Yeah.
I think it could.
Based off what? Super serious.
Oh, also okay on mental illness. The problem that America has that we've completely shut the fucking door on of mental health doctors, the medicine. I mean, they just got a few medicine. Hey, we're just going to fill you up full of this.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got all this crap that's thrown at us in every angle. And everybody's working a certain angle. And it all boils down to money, too. It's about money and the power. Who has it, who don't. Mind manipulation, possession. I mean, the world is fucked up.
Let me add a fold into that. The person that gets manipulated by that is not blameless. We all have a choice. You can turn the damn TV off, so you can kick it out of your house. You can move to Montana and get a typewriter and send bombs to the mail. If you really want to. There's a personal choice in all of this.
Where's the out? Because we talked about this at the store the other day with everything going on. How are we as America going to find the out?
You're not. Way too deep now.
Then, Sean, it goes back to picking sides, and we've talked about this for years. But I think there's three sides now. There's the left, the right, and they're going to be the fence riders. They're going to be the ones that are like in the stalemate stage or just...
Like, okay, see, it's a very simplistic way to break down a really complex thing.
Okay.
We've got the left, the right, but it's way more gray than that. Because the left, there's not all the people that believe liberally are not idiots. Not all of them. There's the far left and the far right, and they're both retarded.
I agree with you. Some of it don't even make sense.
And there's sensible people in the middle wondering what the hell's going on for the most part.
But those sensible people in the middle are getting fed up.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're middle class Americans.
You kind of start to see little edges of it break through. Yeah.
Okay, I'm still seeing this. The middle class working people in America are getting screwed over so bad. Mm-hmm. I talked to this young girl the other day that's working, trying to make ends meet, trying to do the right thing as a middle American to provide for her kids. And the people that don't work got the nicer cars, the better houses, and can do whatever they want. Take a vacation when they want, and they don't even work.
Let them fucking have it, because the price they pay is far too high.
It just, people in our middle age class, in our age group,
what's important?
They're tired of the shit.
Is a car that fucking important?
It ain't to me. A car, you know what? My opinions on a lot of stuff have changed in the past 10 years.
Sean, you're in incredible pain, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm fine. My back is really bad. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm good. I'm
The opinions I have on a lot of stuff have completely changed. And it's been a drastic change in the past 10 years to where a car don't mean anything to me no more. The materialistic shit don't mean anything to me no more. More of a family, doing the right thing, having the integrity and honor, and even whatever bucket of professionalism you want to put it in, that's trying to reach a more broad audience of doing the right thing. But sometimes the problem I have is the more you do right, it seems like you get crapped on. So you're out here battling, trying to do the right thing, have that integrity and that honor, which a lot of Americans don't have anymore because they've lost their moral compass.
Now, the biggest lie you've ever been told is that the personal internal battle is between good and evil. It's between obsession and peace. Because you're either at one end of the spectrum. If you've got peace, you're good. You can do a lot of, you know what I mean? You can overcome physical possessions, that sort of thing. If you're obsessed, if you got to have that car. Why does that guy have a better car than me? Why does he have a bigger house than me? You know what I mean? You tilt more to that side. And we
But you still got
conceptualize.
you got all the deadly sins mixed in with that. You have all these different sins and stuff, lust and greed and
Obsession.
gluttony. I mean, it's a little bit of everything, and I understand what you're talking about. It's just that middle class people that are working, trying to survive, and trying to keep their head afloat, to take care of their kids, which the educational system across the board for the entire United States is crap now. You know, our young kids have no chance whatsoever.
Pull them out, homeschool.
Here's the thing with homeschool. What parent can sit and not work, being middle class, to homeschool?
That's the choice you got to make.
Here's the thing. You still got to pay the light bill.
Yeah.
You got to pay rent or mortgage, light bill, and have food.
It still comes down to personal responsibility. Them are your kids. You can't.
Personal responsibility.
You can't trust the
Jake,
state.
we're getting gang raped. The middle class Americans are getting raped every day.
Then
for doing
stop.
the
Pull
right
your
thing.
pants up, motherfucker. Get out.
You can't. So basically, if you're saying you just want everybody to quit,
No.
so we should just live.
I'm saying that you have to take personal responsibility in this.
It's hard to do middle class because you're only making X.
I'm
number
not
of
saying
dollars.
it's easy.
It don't work that way, Jake.
I think it's impossible for the middle class. The middle class is tied down to slaves, to obligation to work. And what Hump's saying is that you can't do it. You know, it's hard because you have to take care of family.
But it starts with one step.
But it starts, to me, if you want to fix the problem, it starts by putting electronics up and family eating dinner together.
Yes.
It starts by whatever your religion is, doing it together openly. It starts by being an example of for the father to your kids, to other kids. It starts by baby steps in different ways. And I know what Hump's saying, and he's absolutely right when it comes to schools and everything else. But it starts. Everything starts at home, and that's where it has to
You
start.
can't just throw your hands up and be helpless and be overwhelmed.
Absolutely.
I agree with you, Sean, 100% with that about home. But here's another thing you talk about religion and Christianity. When's the last time we've heard anything in the past 2 months about Christianity? Anybody?
Well, here's the thing.
I don't watch the news.
It's water. Like, have you really, Jake?
I don't watch the news.
Well, see,
They watch
really try not to
headline
either.
news at break.
I think the whole thing about religion right now, organized religion, is doing more damage
Oh, absolutely.
than
Yes.
anything in the world. It's imperative that there's a new spiritual movement. It's imperative that there's a new movement to your roots, to everything else, because the way they're going and the way they're taking us down a road to its destruction on every aspect.
And that starts, like you said, in the home with the family, doing it together. Because that cultivates peace. It does.
And I applaud that. But you know, just like we do on Thursday nights now, we go somewhere and sit down and eat. We're just like a family, just like anybody else. And think about the other millions of families. I mean, do y'all, Sean, you and your boys, don't y'all sit down as a family?
We do.
I try to every meal have a sit down. Every meal we have with Noah is a sit down meal, because those values and those set of morals, a lot of parents don't have them. And then I look at it as trying to, our youth have almost no chance. And me as an adult, a responsible adult, wanting to help others, it just breaks my heart all the time, every single day, about these young kids and these young students that have no chance because they don't have the parenting. And then you go back to just talking about obligation and putting the big pants on, and you got one single mom or dad who's working shift work at Hyundai or a plant. The kids are left at home by themselves to defend for themselves. So they're trying to do the right thing and doing the wrong thing at the same time.
Well, those kids see those parents going to work every day. That's building a foundation. That's different than the parent that's going to the club.
Yeah, agreed.
But here's the thing, you can't go to work 10 to 6 at night and leave your 15-year-old home.
It happens all the time.
Happens all the time.
Then how do you fix it? Because that's the problem. There's also a problem with that.
That's not necessarily a problem within itself.
It's been going on, I think, that's for a long time in American history in different areas. I think
Since what, the
I-
60s, 70s?
I would actually, I will tell you, yeah, I would say probably right up to World War II.
Okay, are we that
Yeah,
lucky then?
I'm with you.
So basically, us three were that lucky that we didn't have that.
Yeah.
That we didn't have to stay at home at 15 by ourselves.
Y'all don't understand how lucky that is.
All right.
Oh, so we're that lucky.
Yeah.
See, think about that, Sean.
I think here's the thing. I mean, I was very lucky to have my grandmother,
Yes.
and very lucky. But at the same time, I think our generation, that we keep talking about, this is the broken generation. And this, with us being the broken generation, it is the generation that's going to bring in the new age of enlightenment and change. Whether it's a small percentage or it's everybody on board, this is the generation that's going to divide it. And then you got the broken generation, and now you have the lost generation. And now, what happens when you lost? You have to be found. And I think they have to find themselves because this broken generation is heading down the wrong road. And I think the only way you can fix the lost generation is by finding the ones that's whether they have your blood or not, whether they have your color of skin or not. It's finding them and trying to help them. And sometimes helping them is just showing them that you care, showing them that you believe in them. I think that's the key to bringing them there. And all you have to do is to wake them up. Because a lot of times they're spiritually asleep. You just have to wake them up. And then once you wake them up, that's all you have to do. There's a special light in them. And I think that's the key. I think so many of us, like you said, we was very blessed, but really?
I mean,
yeah, we
to
were
a certain
blessed
extent, we were blessed.
because we're tougher than shit. We're mean.
But
Yeah.
you know what? That's what I wanted to ask you. With us being our age and we're growing every day, what is our place in all this? This is not when we were 30, you know. This wasn't years ago. Where's our place in all this now?
Well, I think our place is still plugging around doing these shows. We have 2 listeners or 1,000 listeners. I think it's doing these shows. I think it's getting out there just doing things, and it's making a difference, wherever way, shape, or form. You know, I think that's our place. I think that's everybody's place out there is for them to look at themselves in the mirror and say, "What can I do? What can I do?" And I think once you say, "What can I do?" Once you start looking at what can I do to help somebody else, and what can I do to help me where I'm at, and once you start looking at everything's around you, you start to open up doors. And once you start opening up doors, it's like opening up a window in the morning time. It lets the sun in. And I think that's what's missing with so many of us is that the sun's not in, and we're darkened. And once you open those doors and those windows, we start to waking up. And that's the biggest thing that the man does not want you to do is to wake up. He wants to keep everybody asleep. He wants to keep you asleep. And those that are trying to wake up, he wants you pissed off and angry. Instead of you walking around saying, "Hey, wake up." They want you screaming, rattling, doing all that stuff so you can completely put in a Bethune bucket. So, and I think you have to find that balance. There's going to be a time when you do that. But right now it's a time of just saying, "Hey, wake up, man. Wake up. What can I do?" And I think each and everybody's listening, each and every one of us sitting in here, it's up to us individually to look around and say, what do we need to do? And it's up to us to call each other out. Jake's called me out. You called me out. I've called Jake out. And we've got to call each other out on what we need. So sometimes you might need an outside source seeing where we're at and what we need to do. And all you need is that little nudge.
Well, Sean, do you think we live in a culture and a society now that you can't call anybody out because you're either discriminating against them or they're so butthurt or they're so snowflaked that there's not a lot of people like us. And you're right. Our generation of people are almost gone.
I wanted people are I'm probably going to make a lot of people mad, but let's talk about this term snowflake.
Yes, soft America.
You're writing off a person. You can't just write people off like that. That's exactly what the man wants you to do. You have to realize that however distorted their opinion is, there's a person there, and if you're rational with them and you respect them, whether they respect you back or not, I have trouble with that term. I just don't like
Okay.
writing off people like that.
I think the key is there's no need to debate certain things.
No, I'm not saying debate.
But
They
that's
need
what
to
they
see-
do, Jay.
They need to see how you are and how you act. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And then you got to set the example.
Correct.
And you don't have to tell them anything. You don't have to tell them what to think, what to believe.
No.
You just show them what
You show them what a courteous, real person is.
exactly. Yeah, I understand. I agree wholeheartedly. And then that comes down don't like the old preacher thing. Don't do what I say, do what I do. Kind of
Exactly.
that reversible thing. That's what you have to do. You don't agree, huh?
Let it out.
I'm having a hard time. I do agree to a certain extent, but they turn it around on you when you do that.
Because you're debating.
Yeah, they're human. They have feelings, and I understand them, and I'm compassionate with them. But
Nobody's
everything
asking
that
you
you
to
say
be any
to
of
them,
that.
hold on, everything you say to them, they're butt hurt. Or are they? Well, you can't talk to me like that.
Being butthurt's good. It's a growing opportunity.
But for us, when we get butt hurt, we move on, we take our licks, and we keep on moving.
Then do that. That's what we're saying. Like if you try to have a discussion with them and it turns to something where you're like, you just plain don't agree with them. Don't start screaming at them and saying you're a snowflake. Just be like, look, I don't really agree with you, but that's whatever. Be courteous, right? Am I wrong?
Right now, you got to be courteous, and then probably in the future, in the time to come, you probably have to beat it out of them.
It might happen one day. Now, if they try to beat it out of you, then yeah, you jack that jaw. But
But no, you know how Hump, go back earlier what Hump said about the article and what we've talked about being the beginning of the Civil War, right?
yeah,
How can that happen though? Think about it. Would you just divide up?
I think a lot of people back in that time period probably asked the same question. It's the answer to everything monumental. Just little things. Butterfly effect, man. Now, it happens. It has to do a lot with. I don't think it can happen like that in these days. I don't think the day's ever going to come where stockpiling ammunition is going to do you good.
It's not going to be a war like that.
No.
It's going to be a society, money,
It'll be like the fall of Roman Empire.
cultural war. It won't be like, when we say war, I guess everybody thinks guns and battle. It's not going to be a war like that. It's almost going to be like a spiritual, mental, money, culture, society war.
Now, what's really scary isn't this guy shooting people.
No, that's
I mean-
that's just the icing on the cake.
What's incredibly scary is Canada. In some province in Canada, that Jordan Peterson professor, that guy spoke out about it. They passed a law where you can be fined if you don't call a person the pronoun they prefer. How in the hell do you enforce that?
Wow. I don't know. That's the craziest thing ever.
And we're not talking about like he's a lady now, and he wants to be called she. We're talking about people that are like, I'm asexual, so just call me Z, Zer, and Zum. Or something. They just kind of make stuff up.
I prefer you just call me the shit.
Exactly.
Oh, no, my back hurts. I'm
And if
dying.
you were in Canada, you could enforce that.
Yes, I'm the shit.
Now, and that's where, when we start trying to legislate morality is where things are going to get bad.
Well, that's what they're doing. That's exactly what Canada's doing.
That's what the dude in North Carolina did when he passed the law about the bathrooms.
Which is totally bullshit.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
I mean, it's.
That was very dumb.
But that goes back to the way I feel. Every time you get butt hurt, you're going to change legislative on laws. So every butt hurt person's going to get a law. We're not enforcing the laws that we have on the books now.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I mean, so society's saying that that's okay for us to do that.
People,
If I get butt hurt, I'm going to make a law out of it.
why I say it's a lost cause is people are to a point now that it's acceptable to not settle things yourself, between yourselves. Instead, they beg the government to come in and help. Now, it's it's treated as acceptable. How many people are actually doing that? I don't know. That is making noise. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I messed with the cords.
It's okay. I've lost my train of thought. The Mexicans just rolled over me.
Really?
Yes. What was I talking about?
You completely lost your train of thought just like that.
Man, he was messing with the cord and making noise. I had to stop him. I'm sorry. It's serious.
You're trying to be serious, and you're not being really serious right now.
I'm being very serious. I had to stop. Sound quality.
Well, collect your thoughts for a minute.
What was I talking about? Do you know?
We were talking about...
I don't think he knows either.
Are you talking to me?
I'm going to articulate
Were you even talking to me?
What?
Were you talking to Sean?
Because I was
don't
not
know.
even paying attention to
I
you.
have no clue.
I'm just chilling. My back's hurting. I'm just sitting here. I was like, are you talking to me, sir?
Huh?
We've all been beat up. I worked a 10-hour day.
I tell you what's funny. You're right. It's been a rough week. It has been a rough 7 days. Very rough. Not normal. Out of balance. And it's weird because it hadn't been a full moon. It's not a full moon week. A lot of highly strange stuff going on.
What, that last week was full moon?
No, after longer than a week.
Was it?
Maybe 2 weeks ago.
Maybe.
Very high strangeness.
Is it the Maiden, the mother of the crone, David?
Yes.
Which one of those
The
is
Iron Maiden.
Hey, I got a question, if you don't mind.
Yes. Okay.
All right. Now, your ice cream you ate, did you order that by the pound? Do you have to pay for it by a pound?
No.
And how much was that? Because that was a shit ton of ice cream.
You just
really
you
was.
have a small, medium, and large cup, and you go to the machines and you just fill it up and pay for it.
They just
And then they got a bar. Yeah, they just charge you
for
one
that cup?
price. And they got a whole bar with all the stuff you can put on it.
What all did you put on your...
Not just some pecans. And then they have another machine that makes swirls with flavors inside of the swirl.
Really? What'd you get, chocolate?
Just chocolate and vanilla.
Now, is it yogurt or ice cream?
Ice cream.
Was it
You
good?
had in your fat
Yes.
little heart, you had the hopes and dreams that there was going to be a Mexican buffet with soft serve, didn't you?
Yes. Yes. You know what? We went to that restaurant tonight, and it was fabulous.
It was very good.
It's a hidden gem, really, for Millbrook.
Would it be like the Field of Dreams if they had soft serve? Is this heaven?
Yes. Well, I thought the food was done like that tonight. It seemed not real.
I'm so sorry, kid. I was just looking at that huge ice cream cup. How much was that?
That and $4.
Oh man.
That's not bad.
No,
it's not.
It's not bad.
I
at
live right next to it, and I've never gone.
Well, this is the first time I've ever gone because I've never had the opportunity to go get
Did
it.
they charge you for the pecans?
No, it all comes with it.
So you could just load it up the top.
You could, yeah.
Yes, that's the point. Is to go and be gluttonous.
Yes.
Oh, all right. I guess. Anything else?
No. I do want to mention this. You'll get this show out next week.
Yes.
If there's any questions or a specific topic that you want us to talk about,
Write it in on a piece of paper and throw it in the garbage.
you have to just email us
Serious.
or hit us up on Facebook because we're so serious.
We will have a
Super
better
serious.
show next week. I think we're just exhausted.
We have
Yes,
just
it's
got
been
the
a long
shit
week.
beat out of us this whole week.
Yes.
Okay.
We closing out.
If y'all need to close out.
Sean, close it.
Guys, thank you for listening to our show. We'll do a better show next week. As always, we'll have some topics for you. Check us out on Facebook. Send us questions, comments. We appreciate you. Love you guys. Good night.